Conversations really matter. It's through conversations that relationships are forged and strengthened or fragmented. It's through dialogues that learning occurs or doesn't. And it's through conversations that things like well-being, redefining potential, resilience, motivation, all those critical features of excellence are either nourished and nurtured or depleted and destroyed. The other thing to bear in mind is that the culture of your organization is significantly determined by the predominant style of conversation that occurs, especially those initiated and sustained by leaders. So my first step would be to enter conversations that matter with a deliberate and conscious awareness of a well-formed intention. What is it you want to achieve? What kind of thinking do you want the participants to engage in? Where would you like it to arrive at? In other words, have an intention to focus the participants' attention. And when you do this, conversations immediately are elevated in terms of quality. Because if you don't have an intention, then serendipity occurs and agendas get hijacked, things go off at a tangent, and the outcome is kind of random and often unforeseen. So the kind of thing I mean by that is for example, have an intention to enter conversations with a higher level of curiosity. Ask more questions rather than drive your own agenda, at least initially. Listen to understand more, understand what the map of the world looks like for the other participants before moving things in the direction that you'd like it to go. And when you have that sense of curiosity in conversations, then you tap into a greater level of creativity. You get more people into their imagination, which is where change occurs. And you also impact on the personal narrative, the little voice in our head, the conversations that we all have with ourselves. Have an intention to enter conversations with moving from problem to solution. A question example would be, so when the relationship with your TA is kind of more how you'd like it to be, when things are supporting more of the kids' learning, talk to me about that. What will you be doing differently? Have an intention to move the focus from deficit to resourcefulness. Very simple but potent example at the end of a lesson observation. If your opening question is, so if you taught that lesson again tomorrow, talk to me about which bits you'd keep. Immediately you're focusing on what people can do, what they have done, what they welcome, what they'd like more of. And that's a very powerful sense of momentum to look around tweaks and changes. And certainly have an intention to move from the past to the future. Okay, so that parent kind of caught you on the back foot, just sort of hijacked you at the school gate. If something like that happened again, what would you want to do? How would you want to handle it so that you felt more comfortable and it was kind of different and even more effective? So this is a lightning gallop through some nuanced, potent ideas and skills and habits. I've been teaching leaders around the world for the last 20 years this kind of stuff, and I'd love to have a more in-depth and more detailed conversation about how I could help you be the best version of yourself it's possible to be, and importantly, help others to do the same. I look forward to working with you.